Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 10 minutes. Thanks. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Nathan. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Uncle, you just in the continuity.
I'm not done.
Okay, I know.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
కొంచెం కంట్రోల్ చేసుకో అయిపోతుంది మహారాజ్ వస్తుంది హరి కృష్ణ అది చెయ్యి
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol
Hare Krishna. We welcome you all to today's Wednesday class. His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj is originally from Coimbatore, and he leads the temple and a lot of preaching efforts there. And he's been traveling recently here in the US, giving very successful programs in universities, preaching to a lot of inquisitive students, and also visiting a lot of the temples here in the US. We're very grateful to have him here. When I shared that he was coming back, a lot of devotees shared their memories of his classes in the past. And we look forward to Maharaj's class today. And thank you so much for coming. Hare Krishna.
Want some tissue? Just a second. Huh? Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Jai Radha Madhava, Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Kunja Bihari, Gopi Janavallabha, Girivaradhari. Gopi Janavallabha, Girivaradhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga Bolo, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana Gaurari. Nitai Gaurari Bo, Ribo, Ribo, Nitai Gaurari Bo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Srila Prabhupada Anugha Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nittai Gauru Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Very happy to be with all of you here today and with others who are online. World is very busy with many things happening in this world. Some people think it's important to drop bombs on innocent civilians. Some people think religion is important and they fight with another religion. Some people think elections are important and we should prove ourselves. And we think it's important to speak about Krishna, and we are here. Amidst many things going on in this world, we are also preferentially trying to discuss. And in each one of your lives also, there are many other things that may be more important. And you've taken your time away to come here and maybe share some Krishna Katha. So grateful to all of you. Situationally, in the Bhagavatam, it mentions that no material situation can actually deflect you or stop your spiritual pursuit. Essentially, should not stop you. But invariably, we find many different challenges, and our daily life and our material life is deeply entwined with our so-called spiritual pursuit. Yes or no? And you often wondered, how is it possible to do both together? And the hot topic is always how to balance these two. Outside secular world is talking about work-life balance, and we're actually talking about spiritual life and existential balance of what we need for roti, kapada, makan. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold and a sore throat. Can we put out this fan? By, is it okay? It'll be anyway providing a special background noise to the phone that you've provided very close by. Um, so considering that sometimes tales or katha and stories of how this balance is affected, you will see that in the Bhagavatam there are many such tales, many such wonderful stories of how great devotees struggle to balance it. It's not that people are not struggling to balance it. All tales and histories and of how people try to do their worldly duties, plus at the same time keep up their deep internal uh, commitment to Krishna consciousness. And it becomes sweet. The struggle becomes a sweet story to tell and talk about. And that's where I think we get a lot of encouragement to go ahead with life and give it a go. I'm not going to stop practicing Krishna consciousness under any situation and circumstance. The theory of it, the simple knowledge of it is that Krishna is the absolute truth. Yesterday we were discussing from the 7th chapter, they gave me a shloka. Here they told me, no shloka, just speak. So I'm just uh, triggering myself. In the 7th chapter, Krishna establishes himself as the absolute truth. The first of the expositions on the 6 chapters that have to do with Bhakti from 7 to 12, Krishna starts by establishing himself as the absolute truth. When he explains this, what it means. And then he goes ahead and explains relative truth, which you mistake for being the absolute truth, by citing demigod worship. And he says you're less intelligent if you worship them. A very powerful statement which nobody refers to in India generally. It directly says that if you worship demigods, you're less intelligent. In the same place, Krishna says there is no truth above me. Matta parataram na anyat. He establishes himself as the absolute truth, and I was explaining yesterday that we are not worshippers of just simply God. We are worshippers of the absolute truth. Right? In Hindu philosophy, we all are accused, at least by Abrahamic religions, that you are not monotheistic, you are polytheistic. And Hindus have a different response to that. The way to the truth is, anyway, we have all these made up explanations, but we don't answer the question as to why you are polytheistic. But in the Bhagavad Gita, it's a complete monotheistic dialogue. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. And that Bhagavan is saying there is no truth above me. I am the one and the only one. Mam ekam sharanam braja. Surrender only to me. Very specifically pointing to himself as the absolute truth and saying, you must surrender to me only. Don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. So that's why tales of devotees who understand this and focus on the absolute at any cost is a glorious tale, right? We heard some time back, I was in Kerala and there was Vamana Dwadashi, and in Kerala they celebrate it big as a national, what do you call a state festival. It's called Onam celebration. But they don't discuss anything about Bali as a Mahajana and his surrender and all that. You see all over Kerala in all the big shops and all that, there's a pot-bellied Bali twirling a big mush with an umbrella about his head, and really pot-bellied, person who comes around to check whether are you enjoying life pretty good or not? How's life? Is the enjoyment going good? And everybody wants to showcase that I'm happy, I'm having a feast here, and everything is going fine because they work hard to show Bali that we are happy, although we may not be. So that's some sort of a great festival. But they miss the point that Bali is a brilliant story of Bali struggling to actually keep up dharma, keep up his word, plus surrender, plus be the king that he was supposed to be amongst the asuras. It's so many different hats together he struggles with. Then he has his guru, whom he doesn't want to listen to and doesn't listen to. And on the other side is Vamana, who's attracting him like nothing. There is a great struggle of different things happening. And finally he decides to surrender to Krishna, to Vamana, and Vamana glorifies him for that. It's a great story of one soul in a difficult position of being an asura, making a huge leap to becoming a Mahajana. It's a tremendous leap. I mean, if you at all draw a matrix of devotion and faith and everything else, this would be a one that goes diagonally across from one corner to the other. So these great stories uh, tell us a lot about how we can also take inspiration and make adjustments in our life. Because Kaunteya Pratijanahi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Krishna is saying, my devotee will never be unsuccessful. This is a guarantee. Uh, we cannot be overcome by any failure. Because bhakti is such an event that you step onto it, you're at the end going to be successful. Krishna is guaranteeing that. In the Bhagavatam, there's a nice shloka, but Karbhajana Muni is telling the Navayogendras. I mean, the Navayogendras are telling Maharaj and Nemi, out of the Navayogendras, one is Karbhajana Muni. He's saying this process of bhakti, my dear king, is so wonderful, it's so good. Yan astaya narorajan na pramadeta karihichit. There is no bewilderment, there is no madness of any sort in this path. Dhavan nimilya vanetre naskhale na patet iha. If you close your eyes, dhavan, if you run, nimilya vanetre, close your eyelids, and you run, naskhale na patet iha. You will neither trip nor will you fall down. You will simply reach your destination. It describes bhakti in a very dramatic way. It said if you close your eyes and if you run on the highway, which is the pathway, you will neither bang on any car, nor will you trip. You will simply reach your destination. Nobody is going to believe that. Unless maybe you're driving a Tesla driverless car or whatever. Where was he? We were discussing that on the way. Even then, there are problems. Anyway, that's the type of marga, that's the type of path. Although this would be true, we should not imagine theoretically that there'll be no challenges on the way. But the fact is that you will have challenges, but you'll reach your destination for sure. There's no doubt that you'll reach the destination on the path of devotion. But it's not the same for Gyan, for Karma, for Yoga. You get waylaid very easily. So Bhagavatam illustrates various different stories on this. And it talks of many great devotees in different situations and circumstances, how they were determined, and Krishna gave them necessary intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. For you to come to me in any situation that you are, if you machitta sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi atachetom ahankaran nasroshyasi vinangshasi. If you, anytime there's a challenge, if you keep me in your consciousness, you will definitely become successful. But if you don't listen to me, you forget me, and you don't, dovetail things with me, then you may be lost. You may be lost. So stories of devotees inspire us actually to remain in Krishna consciousness as far as possible, even in our daily duties. Lord Chaitanya advised in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, telling Rupa Goswami, Para Vyasinini Nari Grihyapi, what is it? Griha Karmashu, Tat Swadayanti Antar Navasanga Rasayanam. He gave the example of a lady who's a grihastini, having kids, a nice husband, but having an affair, an extramarital affair with another man who is attracting her a lot. Navasanga Rasayanam. Out of the boredom and out of the monotony of regular grahastha life, morning to evening, doing the same thing, she, you know, is thinking of that man. Because she's thinking of that man, she is very enthused to do all her duties very nicely. And so she's looking after her husband very well and looking after the kids very well. And the husband is thinking, what a wonderful wife. And the kids also, thank you, Mama. I send you to school, I pack you up and everything together. Everything is going fine. But why she's able to do it is because inside Navasanga Rasayanam, that new association is giving her new experience, rasa, in a relational relationship way. So she's enthused. So Lord Chaitanya said that the same way, if you connect with Krishna in an extramarital affair with Krishna, that Navasanga Rasayanam will give you all the energy and inspiration required to do your regular duties. And you will go ahead, whatever be the situation. Because inside you're connected. External situations may change, right? So there are great stories. I thought today I'll tell you a story which is famous in Kerala. Anybody from Kerala here? You heard the story of on Ekadashi, they will always talk about the story. Famous story of the king Rukmangada. It's a Puranic story. Anybody heard of this story? No. Oh, it's a very popular story. If you've seen the paintings of Raja Ravi Verma, you know the paintings of Raja Ravi Verma, the great king of Travancore, a brilliant artist. You must have heard. There you see he has painted this story. Very brilliant painting. But just looking at the painting, you feel very emotional. It's a great story. You want to hear a story? We shouldn't, right? We should speak only philosophy. No. So I thought the title was Krishna Katha for today. So some Katha maybe you have not very familiar with. Rukmangada was a very powerful, great devotee and a king, emperor of the whole world. His story is mentioned in the Purana. This is a story, a long story actually. It's got a lot of things to do. I'm going to crunch it and give you a short version. And then we may examine the story in terms of what I said till now. Rukmangada is a powerful king. And he is powerful not because he is ruling as a Kshatriya powerfully alone, which he is. He is powerful because of his devotional service. He is powerful because of following Ekadashi. And he's a, you can say, an Ekadashi fanatic. He promotes Ekadashi through his entire empire. The day before Ekadashi, there is a whole drumming and people going around and announcing, tomorrow is Ekadashi, beware. Be ready to fast tomorrow. Be ready to think of Hari. Be ready to revel in Kirtan and Katha and everything. And, observe Ekadashi. Don't eat grains. Don't eat anything if possible. People who are 80 years old and above have got a concession if they want. They can eat something to keep themselves through. Some fruit, some nuts or something. And children who are less than 8 years, if they can't do it also, they can eat something, drink something. But all the rest are encouraged to do a Nirjal fast. This was the encouragement. It's a kingdom of Rukmangada. And this is what he's advocating to everybody. And there'll be a drumming. And everybody, different types of representatives will go to different colonies and different housings and say, tomorrow is Ekadashi. Remember, from so and so time to so and so time, and the Parana time is so and so on the next day, and like this, like this. Please follow, please follow. This is how he did Ekadashi. And he himself will follow it. Nirjal, full. So, because of this, something was happening in his kingdom. Because they were all following Ekadashi under the powerful leadership. Yad yad acharati sreshtas tat eve turo jana hai. He was an ideal king. Everybody at death was going back to Godhead. in his kingdom. He was doing his job of being a king, send people back to Godhead. Yeah, I'm a king. That's my duty. 1/6 of the karma of the praja will come on my head. Right? This is the other extreme. Make sure that you go back to Godhead, follow Ekadashi. And this means everybody dies, boom, goes back to Godhead. They don't go to Yamaloka at all. And Yamaraj was sitting there and, what the heck? No work to do. Nobody is coming around. And my whole department is, disengaged from what my service is. And so he was not very happy at all. Because Yamaraj is very busy. He gets a variety of people from all over with different shapes and sizes and forms and desires and everything together. He is very busy. He's got a whole huge establishment and different departments and all sorts of people engaged for frying people in huge tawas that are so many yojanas in diameter and burning red hot, boiling cauldrons of oil and where you put all these living entities inside and they scream and so, you know, great activity goes on there. There's nobody doing anything. All of them. So Yamaraj became, "Arey yaar, even if you're paid, even if I got a job, which I'm getting a salary, but I don't have anything to do throughout the whole month. Like I think in the IT companies, they'll say you're on the bench. You're paid, but you don't have anything to do or something. I don't know. People don't like it. It's an insult to my capacity to work and all that. So there's a material world, it's karma bhumi, and everybody wants to be doing something, at least a service to Krishna. So Yamaraj thought this is too much. And then he collaborated and spoke to other demigods, and they also said, "We also same here. You're fully unemployed. We are partially unemployed at 30%, 20%, and most guys don't have anything to do because this guy is sending everybody directly, shortcut." So they all collaborated together. So let's go to Brahma. They all went to Brahma. Cutting a long story short, they all went to Brahma and let their heart out to him, unloaded their chest and said, "Yeah, you're one of the Trimurtis. You know about devatas and demigods, and we, cosmic management, we are busy and conditioned souls and trigunas, and this guy is, too much. He's just bypassing all of us." So Brahma heard their sobbing, and then he said, "Well, what is wrong actually? That's the purpose of life anyway. Let them go back to God." But they couldn't take it, so he sort of sympathized with them. And he said, "Okay, we'll delay their going back to God at least." Something he said we should do. They told him, "Just stop this guy from following Ekadashi. That's all. If this guy stops, everybody will stop." Right? He's such a leader who's doing Ekadashi, everybody has to follow. If he stops, stop. Why did you do that? So Brahma deeply meditated on the solution, and from his mind was created a beautiful lady, exquisitely beautiful. And he called her Mohini. She will bewilder you. And looking at her, all the devatas themselves got bewildered. So, wow, this is pretty good product. And Brahma told her, "Will you be able to stop Rukmangada from following Ekadashi?" She very confidently said, "I can't." First person to say, "I can." And all the devatas asked, you can stop him from following Ekadashi." She said, "Yes, I will," very confidently. "I have all the tools to do so, and Brahma has provided me with that. I've also got the GPS location. I will attack at the right time." All the demigods blessed her. Wonderful. And Brahma also blessed her. She descended into Rukmangada's place. She shows a very beautiful spot. The hills and the valley and forest. In the meantime, back in the kingdom of Rukmangada, Everything was going on nice because he's a powerful Kshatriya. It's a great king and he's a devotee of Krishna. He has all the blessings. So he was training his young son, very young son, to take over very soon. His name was Dharmangada, if I remember right. Yeah, his name was Dharmangada. Uh, and he was slowly training him to make judgments, to pass some uh, laws, everything like that. And he said that once in a while he actually goes away for a vacation, away from the kingdom and on his own, goes into the forest, he hunts, he's on his own. So he said, it's time for me to do that and I'm leaving. You look after, I'll be back. And his son said, don't worry. Ekadashi is being followed, everything will become all right. And I know how to do it. He has a beautiful wife, Sandhyavali, who is also very dedicated to Ekadashi. They're all an Ekadashi parampara, kutumba, completely dedicated to Ekadashi. I don't know if their house was named Ekadashi. Anyway, uh, he went on his horse on my own, exploring my the boundaries of my kingdom and what is happening where. He went into this forest, to the hill and vale and nice places, and he heard a stunning voice singing with a beautiful instrument, a lute. So he said, what's that? I've never heard that sort of a voice in my kingdom. If I had, I would have summoned this person to my sabha and heard long back. But who is this? So he moved toward the voice and he landed up there. There was Mohini and all the regular stuff happened, which you must be knowing. A lot of them have seen a lot of Hindi movies and read Mahabharata and Ramayana and da da da. So he fell in love with Mohini instantly. Kshatriya, they said, what are you doing here alone in the forest? You need shelter. I can provide that shelter. So Mohini had a dialogue with him and said, no, no, I'm not an ordinary person. I'm from higher planets. I'm not a woman of this, nature and your world. Then he started, who are you and all that, and said, I'm Brahma's creation. And she didn't tell the real master plan. Brahma's creation, and I will not marry somebody ordinary and all that. But I heard that you're extraordinary because you follow Ekadashi and her, and as soon as he saw her, Rukmangala said, "This is your mother. Accept her as your mother." And he explained to her that, she needed shelter and I sheltered her. So you accept her as your mother. Immediately, Dharmagata said, "What will my mother do now? How will she accommodate this lady? This lady obviously has completely absorbed my father's mind and consciousness." So he immediately fell down and paid obeisances to Mohini. And he said that anything you need from me, I'm your son. My father has said so. I'll do everything that's needed. Tell me. Accepted her instantly. And then he later went and found his mother had come to know about the news, and she was like furious inside. They got a competition. And he preached to his mother and said, the natural tendency will be for you to become envious because she obviously is super qualified. She's so talented, beautiful, and she has absorbed your husband's mind. And he has come and he introduced Mohini to his wife and said that you must help her to get acquainted with me and the kingdom and everything in the palace. So Sandhyavali will completely accept it, and her son will help her a lot to accommodate. Well, in this way, she gets integrated into the family, into the palace, and things slowly become a lot normal. Normal means you're here to stay, and we have to accept you, and you and my husband are together all the time, so I can't say anything much. But that's my service for my husband. I'll accept it. And the son also accepted as my second mother. So once she has entrenched herself and embedded herself into the family very well, time passed, many things happened. I'm not speaking about the other things. But as the time came, she found slowly that Rukmangada has become very intimate and he will do anything that she says. And Sandhyavali and Dharmangada also know that my father will listen to anything Mohini says. And Mohini is not a bad lady. She's integrated herself well and she's a good relationships with many people. One fine day, as they were talking together, Mohini will propose very nicely in a jovial way. Well, for once at least, maybe you should, for my sake, be with me on Ekadashi. Just use the word be with me on Ekadashi. And Rukmangada will say, yeah, I am with you only. I mean to say that you should, like I do, uh, not follow Ekadashi so strictly. Then he smiled and said, that is never going to happen, he said, very nicely. Then she slowly intensified it and said, why don't you eat along with me tomorrow? Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Then he said, oh, no, never happens. You know, slowly she stepped inside and said, no, no, I mean it. I mean it. You should actually eat grains tomorrow. Step by step, she said, not just you should eat, but you should eat with me and we will eat grains tomorrow. Why not? I mean, what's wrong? You're a great emperor. You followed Ekadashi for so long. She did all the necessary convincing logic and shastra and da 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 da. He said, you're bad or what? I'll never do this. I'll never do it. I'll not do it for anyone. He's upped himself up. I'll not do it for anyone. I said, not even for me? She said, no. Then she stepped up and said, but you remember the condition I laid to you when you proposed to me. I am telling you now, I want you to break Ekadashi. You should eat with me. She became serious. You'll eat grains with me tomorrow. He said, whatever is wrong with you? You told me that I could ask anytime anything I wanted. She did it very nicely. Got hold of him. And she became serious now. She said that, no, you told me. He said, what's wrong with you? Suddenly you became a Rakshashi. Okay, you know me so well. You know you've been following Ekadashi for years together with me. And why would you ask this of me? Because you told me about this condition and I want this. But out of all things, why would you ask me this? You know it's very dear to me. I follow Ekadashi. The whole kingdom follows Ekadashi. Everybody goes back to Godhead. And that's the goal of life. Why are you not happy about it? Why are you asking me to break Ekadashi? She said again, no, my dear king, you promised me. What did I promise you? Some argument started. It heated up. He said, I will not. I will not. And then he called upon his wife and said, speak to her. She does not know what Ekadashi is for me. She does not know what is Ekadashi for me. And then Sandhyavali will speak to her. What a service she has to do. Say, what happened to you? I thought we are great friends and all that. I made sacrifices to accommodate you. I'm asking you, you make a little sacrifice. Why are you insisting on this? So don't ask me that. They don't ask me that question. Then she spoke to him for a long. She spoke to her for a long time, and finally she couldn't make it. She said, "Instead of this, is there anything else I can give my life? I don't mind giving my life, but don't ask my husband not to follow Ekadashi because I know him. I can expend myself." At that time, Mohini said, "The only other thing you can do is I want the head of your son Dharmangada to fall on my lap." She said, "What a Rakshashi you are! How can you think of asking this? How can you even think of asking this? Who are you?" Never mind. Your husband has promised me. Things, slowly became something else completely because she had to push down her feet and achieve what she has come for. And she was doing it. She said, either you eat grains with me tomorrow or give me your son's head on my lap. Really broke Rukumangana. The whole family, they just didn't know what to do. And the son said, Father, don't break Ekadashi. Doesn't matter if I have to give my life. I'm readying myself. You should not break the Ekadashi thing. Just because of this lady. Who is she? She came into our lives and she's spoiling everything together. I'll give my life. I'll give my head. Such an emotional, deeply horrifying moment in the family. And everybody was watching and praying for Rukmangana. My, what a wonderful king. Why she put in this type of a situation? Krishna, and whole kingdom was praying. Everybody was agog with, Krishna consciousness. Everybody is deeply Krishna conscious, praying for Rukmangana and the family. It's a great story, actually. The dialogues are amazing. These dialogues of this two ladies together and the son coming and telling why you should actually allow me to give my life. He gives from Shastra. And then Rukumangada is hearing all this and embracing his son and said, "Oh, how can I do this to you? You're such a wonderful young prince, trained so well. You mean to say I cannot, I'm torn apart." And he also has love for Mohini. So it's totally finished. But then his son will come prepared. He'll go take off his clothes and everything and bring a sword. And the scene is that when the son prepares to say, you must do it, Mohini is saying, my gosh, there's such a family of guys. The painting you will see in that Raja Rayava's painting, then he will cry and he will hold the sword, Rukmangala, and he will raise it. When he raises it, she'll faint. Mohini, finished. I am lost. You're not going to win this. The Ekadashi will not be stopped. I am lost. This fellow is going killing his own son. He can do this much. She'll faint. Mohini will faint. And Sandhyavali is holding her. The painting is very beautiful. You can Google it. Raja Ravi Verma Rukmangada. You will see a very beautiful painting. And this young boy with only a cowpin and beautiful, on a waist, jewels, and his hand all jewels, giving the sword to his father. Father, do it. and he'll bring the sword down. He'll cry and nothing. I'll never stop Ekadashi. I'll never stop glorifying Krishna. Hell or high water doesn't matter. I'm doing this. He'll cry and he'll put the sword will get stuck. What's happening? Vishnu will come up inside that palace on his Garuda. He lands and holds the sword so they don't fall on Dharmangada's head. And right from Garuda's top, he will say, Rukmangada, I'm so pleased with you. This is the meaning of my devotee, that you're fully reliant on my instructions. And you have done such a great service to your praja by teaching them Krishna consciousness, being such a wonderful example. You glorify Rukmangada and just pull up Rukmangada, his wife, and Dharmangada on the Garuda and fly off back to Godhead. You just take them back to Godhead in front of everybody. The whole kingdom will watch Rukmangada, Sandhyavali, and Dharmangada going back to Godhead. And he's feeling for his praja, and the Lord will say, everybody is going to get liberated in your kingdom. You don't worry. This is story. Interesting story. Have you heard this before? No. It's a beautiful story. Kerala is very common in all the big saptahas and all these things. They'll, Rukmangada story. They'll say very dramatically for a whole session. They'll speak all the conversations. There's a touching story of a family situation that can come up even a devotee's life like that. A challenging situation where devotional service is upheld. No, I'm not going to compromise on that. Rukmangada was very firm. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to compromise on that. And the whole family supports me as father, don't do it. Doesn't matter even if I have to give my life. The son is saying, doesn't matter. Don't ever compromise on your commitment in Krishna consciousness. Both the wife and the son do that. And Mohini is simply alienated because of this determination of the family to be Krishna conscious. She becomes a non-Krishna conscious lady and she becomes ostracized and she faints as if, forget it, man, I didn't do it. I can't do it. I told Brahma I'll do it. I told the demigods I'll be able to do it. It's not possible to do it because these people are determined to be Krishna conscious. No material situation, however bad it may be, however powerful it may be, can ever stand in front of your determination to be Krishna conscious. That is the point. Prabhupada gave us instructions how to simply be Krishna conscious. He bonchoed it. He really reduced the size of it from 64 rounds a day to 16 rounds a day. He did all sorts of things. He said, simply do this much. You go back to Godhead. You chant carefully. You follow Ekadashi. You read my books. You have the association of devotees. Come hell or high, whatever happens in this world, whether Gaza is getting bombed or some terrorist has been killed here or somebody did something in Bangladesh or, whatever it is, you continue to chant Hare Krishna. You continue to offer food to Krishna and eat prasadam. You associate with devotees in groups like this. Literally happening in Ukraine and Russia. Bombs are falling all over and devotees are dancing in kirtan in the basement. They're doing it. Because that is the guarantee Krishna is giving. Kaunteya pratijana hi name bhakta pranashyati. Right? He's saying, Ham tuam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma sucha. I will protect you. Don't be afraid at all. You will always get the best of destinations. You will always get preference. I'll protect you. And this is not an ordinary saying. This is a powerful guarantee. And it works under any circumstance. Krishna's word works. There's no chance of you even thinking in your wildest of dreams that maybe it's not working. No, it's just your mind. It's just your mind. Krishna is guaranteeing it will happen. The faith that you will have is what matters. Prabhupada had faith in the words of Krishna. It is Jaladuta diary. I was just discussing that on our way. It is written, I am here to dance as you would make me dance like a puppet. You use me because I don't understand why you brought me here to this place full of Rajogun and Tamogun. I have no scope here. But definitely you have some plan, which I don't know anything about. So it doesn't matter to me. I am fully given to you. I give myself to you. You may do as you please with me. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Krishna told this to Arjuna also. So don't worry about all these questions about this, that I answered enough questions. Why don't you just become an instrument? I want to use you as a tool. And Arjuna agreed. Similarly, Prabhupada also agreed and had Krishna's plan function. That is the meaning of Prabhupada's life. And he told us, you've already done all these things. Written books, traveled the world, established centers, established Krishna as the absolute truth, and it's taken foothold and it will move ahead. You simply just follow this and talk about it to others and induct them into it. The Krishna conscious movement will automatically spread if you do these things. So, having faith that it will spread all over the world is something that Prabhupada showed even in his early Grihastha days. I heard from a devotee, Prabhupada was there in the Gaudiya Math with his kid. He used to come to listen to the class. Sannyasis were giving class. One sannyasi is known to have said, Prithvi te ache jata nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe morana means West Bengal, all the grams. I mean, honestly, sincerely, for him, his imagination didn't go beyond West Bengal because he has not been out of West Bengal. Or maybe not even been beyond his Matta or whatever. So that's all he knew. And that's what it means. And after the class, Prabhupada was sort of a little disturbed. Why did he say? He says, Prithiviti ache jatana. Prithvi means the whole world. So he started speaking to his other senior. Well, why did he say? Because I don't think it means, if the Lord says Prithvi, it means Prithvi, it means the whole world. And he made a comment, Krishna can do what he wants to do. Krishna will empower some fool and he will go around and carry out the mission of the Lord all over. That's all. He can do what he wants. That time he did not know that the person who's going to do it all over the world is himself. This is a grasta. I just said it like that. Krishna will empower some fool to spread the holy name all over the world. And what does it matter? Because he can do what he wants, Krishna. So why should we limit and put a boundary on these things? Others didn't think it's a big thing. We've been hearing it. Why is he getting so worked up about this? But but that was a sincere, workup. He was because somewhere along he was a person supposed to do it. And later in his, I think in his morning walk or in his conversation, somebody asked him that one of his disciples is a famous. He said, if Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead, we all tend to think like that in the Krishna conscious movement, especially when you manage the hard portion of the organization. So, yaar, leave me alone, yeah. Can I get some time to chant Hare Krishna peacefully and read Prabhupada's book and preach here? Why should I do all this organizational stuff? So it's one of those moments with some of the leaders there. They asked, Prabhupada, if Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord Krishna only, as he described the thing, and he said that it'll spread all over the world, why can't he simply do it? Why are we struggling so much? We're collecting money. We have to go and find a hall for doing the program. And that buddy rascal is not giving the hall. Then I have to negotiate with him, and that happens, and this happens. And then, my health goes off, and then my daughter is sick. And then everybody's accusing me. I'm a temple president. They're saying this. Why is it so difficult? Why can't he just do it? He could have very well done it. Prabhupada stopped and turned around and looked at him and said, because he wanted me to do it. He's not doing it because he wanted me to. I'm the one to do it, and I'm asking you, go do it. That's what it means. Now I'm telling you, go to go to London, start a center. This is how it's going to happen. He translated it practically. Again, when I was Delhi in the station, he said, very nice place station. They said, get down here and start a center. Who is a devotee? He told to. If you read the Leela you'll see, get down here. What? Get down here. Start a preaching center here. It happens like that. I just came to America and I started. You get down here at least, start a center. He put it to practice. It will happen because Prithvideya Chejata Nagaradi Gram. This is one of the gram, one of the Nagar. Get down here, start. Depend on Krishna. That's how he sent Malati and all of them to America. I mean, to London also. He said, don't worry, Krishna will help you. Swamiji, we don't know anything. No, Krishna will help you. Don't know. They started. The faith of Prabhupada that it works. And he was it looks like he had a very simple faith. Not very educated faith to think like that. No, a very educated faith. He wrote this in his books. Believes in it. It will happen. Krishna is there. He will help you. I relate with him. And when somebody told him that, Swamiji, does Krishna speak to you on how to manage the organization all over the world? He said, yes. It is gave a very simple answer. Yes. And then he said, I think you're not understanding me. He rephrased the question and asked again. I mean to say that Krishna tells you what to do every day all over the world. And then Prabhupada again said, yes. His question was getting complicated, but the answer was always the simple yes. And then as soon as he said that, another devotee who said, no, no, when Prabhupada says it, he actually means, in front of Prabhupada says, no, Krishna speaks to me. So it was amazing to all of it. Oh my gosh, this is true. It is true. Prabhupada is trying to say it is true. It is true that Krishna communicates with me because I have faith that he will do so. And I pray to him for that. I want to be an instrument in your plan. And he communicates to me and I do it, it happens. And I'm traveling around the world and, I'm establishing temples and I'm telling you do this, and they do it, it happens. So the faith that if you chant Hare Krishna, if you read Prabhupada's books, if you actually follow the instructions of Krishna, the previous acharyas, you will be situated in the absolute truth and you'll be transported. It's a science, it's a process. Why is it that we don't believe in it so much? That is the illusion, right? That is the illusion. So if at all anything gets delayed or messed up, it's because of our own disposition towards the instructions of the acharya and our own perception, material perception of things, which is what is maybe sometimes the biggest impediment. So we should have simple faith, and that faith can deepen itself. Ado shraddha tata sadhu sangata bhajana kriya anartha nivritti syad, like that. Go tata prema vidyanchati sadhakanam ayam premna pradur bhave bhavet kramaha. You will gradually reach prema. This is a process. You follow it, it will happen. All of you, many of you working in businesses and corporations, they have a process. And you do that. You're one cog in the whole machine. You go and play your role. And the whole machine moves and they make huge profits and they share a little teeny weeny bit with you. Still, you make the whole thing run by contributing yours. And there's a whole process. And if they tell you, don't mess it up. do it correctly. We're running the whole corporation like this. And we contribute to it. We believe in the process because I'm getting my salary every month. And then it's got another process. I got to run my family and I got to do my savings and buy properties. And so similarly, we can have faith that this is a process Prabhupada has instituted. At least we have faith in the process because it's Prabhupada. And by following it, we will be successful. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Right now, I'm being challenged with a blocked nose. So, any questions? Any questions or comments? Open. Open forum. You can say everything that you always wanted to say, but never found a forum to do so. Go ahead. Shout at the Swami. I'm making it look so simple when it is actually not so simple. Say anything you want. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
The
Maharaj.
host speaks.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. It is such a complex matter. You made it so simple and it's like spoon feeding.
Swallow
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Yes. It is nectarian,
They
Maharaj.
need followers like you. Go ahead. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj, for making it so nice and so sweet with the pastime and also revealing the heart of Srila Prabhupada with all of us, and also instilling the faith by this pastime. So, Maharaj, like in terms of two questions. One is which Purana is this pastime, and
No, it is one odd Purana. I forget that name. It's not one of the common Purana. Is it Narada Purana? Oh, it's there. Okay. Did you get that picture of Aja Ravi Verma's painting? You should all see that. You'll remember the whole story. It's a beautiful picture. You can send it to your group. You have them on a WhatsApp group or something. You take a look at that picture.
Maharaj, in terms of following Ekadashi, several people do several things like Nirjal, and some people do Ekadashi without grains and all those things. What is the recommendation if you want to rapidly progress in devotional service, Maharaj?
Depending on your capacity, your mental capacity, your physical capacity, it differs from person to person in Kali Yuga according to people's capacities. But the point is that it's not about physically doing this. It's about actually remaining in Krishna consciousness. Some people need a little fruit and water at least to remain conscious of Krishna and chant Hare Krishna. It doesn't matter. Some people need something more than that. Some people can very well not even drink water and go on chanting 64 rounds and be victorious. Maybe some can do it. You should find out what is possible for you so that you remain in good Krishna consciousness. You're able to chant more and you're able to think of Krishna more and read Bhagavatam here. What suits you? Prabhupada didn't lay much importance on all these things. He pointed at the core of it, that is, you should be Krishna conscious. And for different people, it works differently.
Thank you, Maharaj. I have one more question. So, Maharaj, in past time of Bali Maharaj, so Bali Maharaj conquered everything, and then now he is also not. He also saw that his spiritual master himself is not giving the right advice, and he wanted to do complete surrender, and he went all the way the full surrender and please the Lord. When we are getting into Krishna consciousness, how do we make such choices? Like having family, having situation, kids, home, mortgages. Should we balance it, or how to see how to see the things, that how much we can move forward versus how much to do the material duties.
Well, obviously you can't imitate Bali Maharaj. His situation was of a different scale, a different width and depth. Uh, our situation is something different, but the principles are important. The great thing is that Bali Maharaj surrendered. That's the important thing. He decided. The interesting thing is that Krishna pushed him to a corner, forced him with no other alternative but to surrender. That's why it's considered very merciful act of Krishna. And Bali Maharaj was able to take that stress also. He was such a great Asur king. And somehow when Vamana came and he got attracted to Vamana, his beautiful form, and he washed his feet and drank the Charnamrit and already purified himself. Krishna did it step by step. And all the time Shukracharya was on the watch and saying, no, 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 this should not be happening. This is Vishnu. Don't do it, don't do it. And knowing fully well that Shukracharya is thinking so, Vamana went on attracting Bali. And Bali, because Krishna is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma, both in Shukracharya's heart and Bali Maharaj's heart. Who can stop it? He's got such a powerful network. So it happened. It's highly facilitated by Krishna. Bali Maharaj's surrender also, both externally and internally. So if Krishna chooses to, he may do that even to a demon, make him a devotee. But our situation is not so bad that we are demons, that we are led by a Shukracharya who's giving us advice like that. Everything else is very different and very nice. We have wonderful devotees leading, and it's much better. So it's maybe far easier uh, in these situations to surrender to Krishna. I don't think we don't have that type of impediments in principle. And what could stop us is our own attachments to things in the material world. Bali Maharaj gave it up. He had to give it up because he forcefully taken away from him. There's no question of giving it up. You have to forget it because it was taken away. Not only that, he was humiliated. The Bhagavatam says he was really humiliated and accused as a person who was not able to keep his word. Vamana did not leave him. He said, "You keep up your word." So he was humiliated, and so much so that even Brahma and Prahlad came and said, "Leave him alone. I mean, he's done. What more can you do? Everything is taken away from him and all that." But Vamana insisted. There is something more with this guy which I want. And amazingly, Bali understood, asking for me. Atma Nivedanam. I offer myself. That's all property I have with myself. I don't belong to myself, I belong to you. So he offered himself. That was the trying moment. So it's so poignant a story of a forced surrender engineered by the Lord on Bali. We wish that similar things can happen to us. In spite of our attachments to our family members, to our wealth, to our BMW, and to our investments and everything together, would you like to be ripped from all that and surrender to Krishna? Can you take it? Maybe you can't. That's why Krishna is not doing it to you. You may say, I'll not chant Hare Krishna anymore if you do this to me. That's a shallow level of understanding. So, okay, no, you must chant. I want you to chant. This is Kali Yuga. That's my only hope. You must give me some excuse to give you mercy. Open your mouth, keep chanting. Don't worry. Okay, nice boy. Take this lollipop. That's how the treatment of Krishna is to us. As he's come down so much and said, open your mouth, chant Krishna's name. Lala, Hare Krishna. Very good, you did it. It's like a kiddo. His Lord has really come down. And then in spite of that, we are saying, we expect you to be merciful, my Lord, on me. You'd already given enough mercy. Why don't you act on the given mercy? When you open your mouth and chant, move your tongue, move your lips. So that's why I said, Yanastaya naro rajanna pramadyeta karihit dhavan nimilyava netre naskale napateti hai. Already the bhakti process is so easy. Then inside this steps in Lord Chaitanya makes it even more easy, giving the greatest treasure from his treasury in the form of the holy name. So I don't think it can go any better. Huh? So let's stick to that. Yeah. Oh,
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association and nicely narrating the story of Rukmangada. Maharaj, I was wondering the motivation behind Rukmangada's readiness to sacrifice his son's life, right? It may look like there may be underlying devotion, or it could be as the responsibility of a king, right? So because his praja also may follow, or it could be, I mean, it looks like niyamagraha. If it is only for doing, it can be niyamagraha, right? So sacrifice.
why
The
Niyamagraha?
niyama is following Ekadasi Vrata, and then when we are attached to too much following a particular rule, right, at the cost of something.
No. You can't call that Niyamagraha. Niyamagraha, Niyam there means material rules and regulations which you follow for shaping yourself materially so that you can offer service to Krishna. Those rules and regulations of Varnashrama and all that. Plus, in devotional life also we have the sadhana and all. But it is not Niyamagraha because it is aimed at pleasing Krishna. You can't be falling in the category of Niyamagraha because the ultimate intention is to please Krishna. You must understand that Rukmangada is not simply a sadhaka trying to fanatically follow Ekadashi. Although I mentioned the word fanatic, it looks like he's fanatic. No, it's on principles that he's following. He also understands he's a king and he has a great responsibility. So these are the considerations. They are high level, high principled considerations. He's not an ordinary sadhaka doing these things. So it's not any type of niyamagraha.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was that. I mean, I wanted a clarification.
Yeah, it is not. From the story, as I understand, there are many similar things that are not niyamagraha. You see, the wives of the Brahmanas broke the sacrificial rules, took the offerings, and went to Krishna. And the Brahmanas did not offer to Krishna. Is that niyamagraha? It's not, because the offering is for Krishna. It was always meant to be. You didn't know it. The wives knew it. In fact, the wives may not even have known it, but they just thought, let's give it to Krishna. So it's not niyamagraha. The wives of the persons in Vrindavana ran in the middle of the night to be with Krishna. It's not Niyamagra. So don't look at devotional life and pastimes of Krishna with the lens of moral and ethical things or in terms of sadhana and Niyamagra. That is a liberated thing. It's as per desire of Krishna. It's not subject to any rules.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj ki jai. Maharaj, we humbly request you, please please visit, and wherever you travel, please keep this dham in your orbit, and also please keep ISV in your orbit, so that please give your mercy again and again to all of us.